Hey everybody, my name's Kai Muirhead. My research question is in relation to addiction. So, how can machine learning impact addiction recovery? It seems that machine learning in itself is still an emerging field or methodology. And then addiction is something that is not very easily understood and has a lot of variables. But what I'm interested in knowing is it able to detect whether a person will become addicted to a substance, even if it's something that they're prescribed? Um, or is machine learning able to prevent relapse? Is it able to prevent overdose? Right now, opioid addiction and overdose, it's considered an epidemic in the U.S., which strains the healthcare system. Providers don't necessarily know how to treat addiction in a way that they can consistently provide quality care. So machine learning would be able to help with that. Um, Basically, machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence, gathers large amounts of data, and then from that, it can detect patterns and continue learning from those patterns. This means that a lot of things about addiction that a doctor might not understand, machine learning might be able to compute based on those patterns and figure something out. The articles that I did find, there was one about rehab retention rates, and the machine learning was able to detect about how long a person would uh, be staying in the program. And I think that would be something that all rehab providers would be interested in knowing, because then if someone is at risk, then they would be able to provide those additional services that might get them to stay in the program. Another thing would be if it was able to look at overdose and predict whether someone was at risk for overdose, then mediations could be taken to prevent that. Another thing would be machine learning if it were able to detect whether a person would be at risk of developing an addiction to a medication that they were prescribed. Then a doctor might be able to provide them with a different medication where it wouldn't interact in the same way. So these are all things that I think it's important that we take into consideration whenever we're talking about health informatics. This is more on the like tech side of things, I guess, but still, I think that machine learning would be something that's valuable because it's taking the human capacity to recognize patterns and amplifying that. So, with machine learning, the computer will continue to learn and build off what it has learned, just as if a human would, but they can detect patterns that a human might not be able to. So this can be very helpful in health informatics. It can be helpful in minimizing the negative effects of an epidemic. So, uh, that is why I think it is important that we could use machine learning in order to help with addiction recovery.